You wake up clear-headed. No headache. No fatigue. Just enough energy to start the day. You make eggs again. The same pan. The same routine. And nothing feels wrong. But inside your body, something very specific is happening. Something slow. Something adaptive. Not because eggs are bad, but because the body remembers patterns. And eggs, eaten every day, quietly train your hormones, your brain, and your energy systems, often in ways people don't realize until years later. A man named Andrew didn't think twice about eggs. Early 40s, office job, trying to stay fit. Eggs were his solution. They helped him avoid sugar. They kept him full. They felt like a smart choice. 2 eggs every morning became 4. 4 became the foundation of his diet. At first, his energy improved. His hunger stabilized. His weight felt easier to manage. Then something subtle changed. His mornings were sharp, but his afternoons felt mentally heavy. His motivation dipped for no obvious reason. Sleep felt lighter. Stress felt louder. Nothing serious. Nothing diagnosable. Just a quiet shift. Eggs have become one of the most talked about foods in modern nutrition. They were once feared, then forgiven, now celebrated. High protein, natural fats, packed with nutrients. In busy lives, eggs represent control. One food, one solution, no decisions. But biology doesn't reward simplicity the way productivity culture does. The human body evolved with variety, cycles, and seasonal change. When one food becomes daily, the body doesn't panic. It adapts. To understand how eggs affect hormones and energy, we need to understand how the body learns. Your hormones are not switches. They're memory systems. They learn from repetition. When you eat eggs, your body receives several signals at once. Protein says, stabilize blood sugar. Fat says, slow digestion and feel full. Cholesterol says, build hormones. Choline says, support brain communication. This combination is powerful. That's why eggs feel grounding. But power used the same way every day creates predictability. And predictability changes hormone sensitivity. Let's talk about cholesterol for a moment. Most people think cholesterol is dangerous or irrelevant. But cholesterol is the raw material for hormones. Testosterone, estrogen, cortisol, vitamin D. Eggs provide dietary cholesterol, which can support hormone production, especially in people who don't eat enough fats. But here's the part few people talk about. The body regulates cholesterol tightly. When intake is consistent every day, the body reduces its own production. That's not bad. It's efficient. But over time, hormone production becomes more dependent on routine. If sleep, stress, or diet balance shifts, hormone output can feel less flexible. This is not damage. It's adaptation. Now let's look at cortisol, your energy hormone. Cortisol rises naturally in the morning to wake you up. Protein-heavy breakfasts like eggs can amplify that signal. This can feel like focus and drive. But if cortisol stays elevated too long, especially without carbohydrates, it can lead to afternoon energy dips. Not exhaustion, just mental friction. Now the brain. Eggs are rich in choline. Choline supports acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter tied to memory, attention, and learning. This is why eggs are often associated with mental clarity. But neurotransmitters work in balance. Dopamine responds to reward and novelty. When meals are nutritionally repetitive, dopamine signaling can soften. You still function. You still focus. But motivation feels quieter. This is why some people describe feeling disciplined but uninspired on repetitive diets. It's not psychological. It's neurochemical. Now let's bring in insulin. Eggs cause only a small insulin response. This is great for blood sugar control. But insulin also helps amino acids enter muscle and brain tissue. When insulin is always low, muscle recovery and serotonin balance may feel slower for some people, especially active individuals. This is why eggs alone don't always support long-term energy for everyone. Context matters. Let's connect eggs to specific body systems. First, the thyroid. Eggs provide selenium, which supports thyroid hormone conversion. That's a benefit. But the thyroid also responds to overall energy availability. Very low-carb, egg-heavy diets can signal scarcity to the thyroid. Not enough to cause disease, but enough to slow metabolic rhythm slightly. People often describe this as feeling calm but slower. Second, the gut. Eggs are easy to digest, but they contain no fiber. If eggs replace fiber-rich foods over time, gut bacteria diversity can decrease. Gut bacteria influence estrogen metabolism, serotonin production, and immune signaling. Less diversity means less hormonal resilience. Third, fat tissue. Fat cells release hormones that regulate appetite and energy. Egg-based diets that are too low in healthy fats can reduce satiety signaling over time. You feel full, but not satisfied. Research supports this idea. Large studies show eggs are safe for most people. Protein research shows eggs support muscle and satiety. But research on dietary diversity consistently shows better metabolic and hormonal outcomes with varied diets. Gut microbiome research shows diversity improves mood and insulin sensitivity. Neuroscience research shows novelty, nutritional and sensory, supports dopamine balance. This is not about removing eggs. It's about avoiding nutritional monotony. Eggs eaten regularly can support muscle maintenance, improve morning focus, reduce sugar cravings, provide essential nutrients. For some people, eggs are one of the best foods they eat. The issue is not daily use. It's daily dominance. So what does a smarter approach look like? Not rules, not fear, just awareness. Rotate breakfasts. Add fiber. Add healthy fats. Balance caffeine. Pay attention to signals. Energy after lunch. Mood in the evening. Sleep quality. Those are hormone feedback loops. Here's the deeper truth most people miss. Your body doesn't care if a food is labeled healthy. It cares if the signal is repeated without variation. Eggs are a strong signal. They tell your body to conserve, build, and stabilize. That's useful. But long-term health also requires flexibility. Andrew didn't stop eating eggs. He stopped letting them think for him. His energy didn't spike. It evened out. And that's often the real goal of health. Not highs. Stability.